Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's exciting to have you here again as we bring you this, as I bring you this new episode. And what I decided to do is over here, you can't see off camera, but I have three big candlesticks here on our table. And my wife has written out some of the titles for the posts that we're going to create. So I'm just going to reach over here and talk about this one today, and that's actually my handwriting. It says, do my words make me fat? But before I get into that, do my words make me fat, I want to talk just a little bit about the whole idea of remarkable living. And I came up with that concept because as a trainer and speaker and someone that's been coaching people for quite a number of years in terms of giving them the empowerment to live better lives, to have better careers, to make better decisions in life, to avoid some of the mistakes, or at least if you're going to make the mistakes, to learn the lessons from the mistakes. One of the things that I found out is that a lot of people, when I ask them, what do you want from life? What do you want from your career? What do you want from your job? Whether it's an executive or managerial level, they say, I just want to be more successful, meaning that they didn't have a lot of clarity on what it is that they wanted. And so when we say we want to be more successful, it's like I started thinking, okay, in the beginning, it's all right, let's make you more successful. But then I started realizing that everybody has a different perspective of what success is. We all have a different definition of what success is. And so it was difficult to, just create a formula that says, okay, follow this formula and you will be successful. Because, like I said, everyone is at a different place. We all begin at a different place when you start asking that question, how do I become more successful? And I think that therein lies the problem, because becoming more successful, because it has no standard definition, we really don't know what it looks like. We really don't know what it feels like. We really don't know what to expect once we get there. In other words, do we ever really know that we've arrived, right? Do we ever become as successful as we want to be? And I think part of that problem, where that whole idea comes from, is I blame Thomas Jefferson. And you remember Thomas Jefferson is one of the founders of the Declaration of Independence, one of the founders of the United States of America back when it was founded back in 1776. And they came up with this idea, and Thomas Jefferson specifically wrote that we have an inalienable right, unalienable right of life, liberty. Those two are good. And then he said, and the pursuit of happiness. And so I started thinking, because I love words, and I started thinking about these words, and I said, well, what does it mean? If you have to pursue something, it means you don't have it. And if you don't have it, that means you can't give it away, right? Or you can't use it. You can't rely on it. You can't enjoy it, or you can't benefit others with it. So that became a problem for me. I said, why should we have to pursue success, right? Any more than we have to pursue life or liberty. Yet in today's day and age, through the advent of the internet and social media and the way that the regular mainstream media is behaving today, it almost seems like we always have to pursue life, liberty as well. But let's leave that alone for now. I don't want to get into politics or anything like that, those heavy discussions, although this is heavy enough, trust me. This whole idea of you having to pursue happiness, I think that that's an error in our thinking. It's an error in our approach, and it's an error in how we do life. We were born happy. Most of us were born happy. You were happy as a child. As a child, you had this ability to dream and to create and to imagine and to play and to laugh and to cry and to get fed whenever you wanted, and all of these things. And then somehow, as we get older, those dreams, those visions, those imaginations get taken away from us, and we're told, get serious, grow up, become an adult. And all of a sudden, you can't do those things that made you happy as a child. Which, like I said, I think that's incorrect. And so the whole idea of remarkable living came that I want to get you to, I want to suggest to you to perhaps think of life in a different way and start thinking of living remarkably instead. In other words, if you look at it from everything that you've had to go through, all the challenges, all the struggles, all the fears, all the phobias that you've had to overcome in order to get to where you are today, to be watching these videos, to be doing what you're doing, everything that you've come through, and the fact that you survived it all, good or bad, is remarkable, right? Just like the flower, that we take the seed, it starts with a seed and we bury it in the ground, and it's buried underneath to the seed is just tons of dirt, and then it's got to break open and sprout and break through the dirt to get up to the surface, all of a sudden to get the sunlight. And then once it's there, you got to fight the bugs and the animals and the human beings stepping on you, and lawnmowers and weed eaters and scorching sunlight and not enough wind and too much wind and not enough rain and too much rain, and all of these things that the flower has to go through in order to one day appear and bloom, so that you and I can say, wow, that's absolutely gorgeous. So that's the whole idea of living remarkably. So if you'll take that concept, then what I talked about in my next series of videos is going to make a lot of sense to you. So I'm out of time for this one, so join us on the next video.